here's my diary. This sure brings back memories. I only wish it could help me solve my problems. I was awake all night last night trying to figure out what to do. And I have to make this decision by myself. Maybe after the meeting tonight I'll know what to do. November the 4th, 1945. Today is a wonderful day. It's my birthday and I'm 10 years old. I get to spend a whole month with my grandpa in the country.
I love going to his house because he lives in the woods. We have so much fun together, and besides, me being here helps Mama and Papa because Mama just had 2 twins and needs a little time to get well and get used to having 2 babies in the house.
I remember that summer. Grandpa was so full of energy. We would spend all day in the woods, skipping rocks across the creek, catching frogs, just spending time together. He was the best man I've ever known.
Dear Diary, Grandpa and I got up early and went for a long walk in the woods. Grandpa said the best time to watch the forest come alive is just as the sun is coming up. We listened to the birds and watched them feed their babies. The most fun was watching the beaver chew on a tree. The wind sounds so nice blowing through the treetops. When we came to this big tree stump, Grandpa sat down and told me stories about the Indians that once lived here and how they cared for the forest and land.
You see that tree over there with the scar on the side? Looks like a cut place?
Yeah.
That happened when my dad was a little boy. My grandfather was almost killed saving the house and the barn from the fire. Some say it was started from a campfire, but my dad always thought it was set out as a prank.
We know that many things happen that can naturally damage the forest. Sometimes snowstorms, tornadoes, or ice storms break the trees down. Sometimes a disease might enter the forest and kill some trees. In the forest, fire is something that is rarely caused by nature. People start most of the destructive blazes. Many of these arson fires burn very hot and they wipe out the homes of animals, destroy the future value of the trees, and often injure or occasionally kill those who bravely try to put them out. Fire can be used as a tool to help manage the forest in the hands of trained professionals. This is called controlled burns, and when used properly, helps some plants and animals to flourish and minimizes the risk of severe damage. Arson fires are different in that they burn uncontrolled and hot and can cost a landowner not only his or her current timber, but can decrease future values of timber by causing an entry place for insects and decay.
Dear Diary, today was another wonderful day, but tomorrow I have to go home. After supper, Grandpa was tired, so I sat beside him on that big stump by the creek and listened to his stories and asked questions.
Grandpa, why do I have to live in the city when you and Grandma get to live in the country near the forest?
Well, someday I hope you can come and live here in the forest. Your mom and dad decided to move to the city so he could work and make more money to have a better life for you and your family. Your mother wants to live here, I know, because she tells me so every time we talk.
Grandpa, tell me more about the forest and your grandpa.
It's been almost 100 years since my grandpa and grandma came here. They were so happy when they found this place. My grandpa said there was more different kinds of trees than he could count. And the creek running through the forest had the sweetest, cleanest water of anywhere in this area. They cut some trees to build a log house and a barn. You know, they're still standing. The log house is part of the house we live in now. They cleared some land for a garden, pasture for the horses. My grandpa cleared that land where we grow our tobacco. A lot of hard work went into this farm. When my grandpa and grandma got sick, your grandma and I moved to the farm to take care of them. I never wanted to leave again, and I don't ever plan to. My dad lived here then. I talked him into saving some areas and just selling trees from part of the farm. That's how that big stump got here, the one you're sitting on, the one you sit on when we watched the critters in the creek. There was one other time about 10 years ago when we sold some of the trees. A man came by and offered us a lot of money for them. We sure needed the money at the time, so we sold some of our biggest trees. But we still didn't sell the one area I talked my dad into keeping. I wanted to know that there would be some big trees left for my grandchildren.
April 30th, 1952. Grandpa was right. Today, Mom and Dad moved back to that log house on the farm to live with Grandma and Grandpa. For me, it was wonderful. I always wanted to live with them. I didn't realize how sick Grandma and Grandpa were. When they died, we buried them under the biggest oak tree in the forest. I knew Grandpa would be happy there. That was so many years ago. Now the time's come for me to make a decision. The forest has been part of my family for over 150 years. How can I sell it? What do? I have an offer for the trees that will be enough to pay my expenses, but what then? Perhaps this meeting will help me to make my decision.
We have seen a small part of how one family has been affected by the forest we have around us. I am sure that you can remember childhood adventures, quiet times, and happy times that the forest and streams that flow through it made possible. What can we all do to ensure that this amazing resource continues to be available for everyone?